We'd like to welcome you here inside of LeRoy Hayes Field, home of the Bobcats. It's middle school football on TBSN. The Shoshoni Wranglers come to town to take on the Thermopolis Bobcats. Glad to have you with us here for the second week of the middle school football season. Bobcats coming off of a loss over the Whirling Braves last weekend. This game was originally scheduled to be played on Saturday, but they moved it up to Monday. And in that same breath, the JV game scheduled against Shoshoni was canceled, although they are hoping to get that rescheduled later in the season. So a bit of a disclaimer before we go here. We have rosters with numbers for Thermopolis, but not for Shoshoni. We'll be calling the Wranglers out by their numbers. Number one back to kick it away for the Wranglers here. This is going to be a hybrid contest, 11-man and 8 and 9-man at the same time. We're underway, boot to leather. And now here comes Soren Weber coming out near side. Stiff arms a man. He's still on his feet, and he'll go back near the 40. Still on his feet. And 11 will be down there to take the tackle on Weber. We'll get started at about the 42-yard line. So the Bobcats going to be put up in some pretty good field position here to start this game. And the middle school debuting the new scoreboard that was installed over the summer here at LeRoy Hayes Field. They got the electronic team signs on the scoreboard, which I have been, and also timeouts are listed on the scoreboard, which I have been begging for years. So that is going to be a huge assist in the home games here while calling them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like we got 3 on the line here for Shoshoni, 5 linebackers. So it looks like Shoshoni's out in a 9-man defense. They'll run it out to the far side and brought down. Didn't see who. The run was made by number 13, Cameron Martinez. Martinez, his sister, currently down in Texas doing college cross country. They just had their first meet a couple of weeks ago. So, and Martinez himself has kind of bounced back and forth between football and cross country. 2 backs in the backfield here, takes the snap. Fake handoff, Garrison will run it himself, down to the near side, evades 1 tackler, evades 2, down the sideline, breaks midfield, down to the 40, still on his feet! And it's going to take a whole ranch of Wranglers to bring him down there. Not really that shocking. I coached Will Garrison I coached Will for about 3 years at the rec football level. This kid, we always used him as a fullback, or we used him as a power back for this exact reason. He is a very dangerous runner. He always lowered his shoulder during the rec season and made some pretty good truck moves there to move the ball a little bit that much further. He actually almost was ineligible to handle the football in the rec season, but he's in middle school. They don't care about that at this level. So it's awesome to see Garrison doing what he does best down there on the field. 1st and 10 for the Bobcats. Again, looks like this is 9-man here for Shoshoni. Still trying to figure out what the whole hybrid thing is. The Bobcats obviously play 11-man, Shoshoni 9-man. And here comes a pitch to the near side. Breaks free, and he's wrapped up by number 11 and brought to the ground. The run made by number 21 on the play. Or no, 31. Braxton DeLay, I believe that made the run. That looked like a 20 to me, I apologize. But Braxton DeLay on the run. 7th grader this year, multi-sport athlete, plays football and basketball. At least to our knowledge. Maybe he does track too. Who knows? Maybe with that set of wheels, maybe he does. Bobcats using a bit of a different formation than they used against Worland. Using the 2-back set here. So it looks like Thermopolis is in 9-man here. Near side, the run. It'll be a wrap-up taken down. Trenton Enos on the carry, the 8th grader. So yeah, it looks like I think I understand it now, because when I coached at the rec level, when we used to play Cali, we used to play Rocky Mountain, and we'd have to go into a hybrid because obviously Rocky, they play 9-man up there in northern Bighorn County. So I think I know what this is. I think they start with one drive on 9-man and one drive on 11-man, so we'll just have to see. It's definitely an odd thing, but welcome to Wyoming. Tight set here for the Bobcats. And will be a run up the left side, and that is going to be in. Touchdown, Bobcats. And so Thermopylae start us off here, their first home touchdown of the season. I know it's a tradition, a lot of schools outside of Wyoming during basketball to throw toilet paper on the court on the first home basket, but I don't think they're going to do that here for today. First home game of the season for the Bobcats. So they're going to go with 6-man rules here for these 2-point conversion attempts. If you run it in or pass it in, it's 1 point. If you kick it through the uprights, it is 2. That's basically what they do for 6-man. And looks like it's going to be a run to the outside. He is going to be home free. Trenton Enos scores the 2. Or sorry, the 1. So the Bobcats will be on the board 7-0 here. Okay, make up your mind. Is it 8 or is it 7? I'm just going to score it the way that the scorekeepers have it. I'm pretty sure that when I was in Worland, they told me it was 7, but, you know, it's whatever. We'll be right back. It is 8-0 here on the scoreboard here at LeRoy Hayes Field. As the Bobcats will get set to kick it away, Shoshoni will have their first offensive series coming up right after this quick break. You are watching the future of the Bobcats here on the Voice of the Bobcats. Middle school football from Thermopolis returns here in just a moment. I'd like to talk you back here inside of LeRoy Hayes Field. Will Garrison set to kick it away for you. Middle school football on Two Basin Sports Network. Keep in mind, if you'd like to sponsor us, have your name or have your business on the top left corner of the screen. We do have sponsorships open for football and volleyball the fall sports season, as well as middle school girls basketball. I also have a little bit of a program announcement for coming up after this kick ends regarding the basketball season for middle school boys and varsity for Thermopolis. You're probably not going to like the news I have to share, but still waiting here. 1 man ready to return for Shoshone. Looks like still going to be 9 men out on the field here on this kickoff. And the kick is away. That one, a squib down the middle. Picked up by Shoshone, and he is going to stay still. Number 4, and a fumble picked up to the 10. Touchdown, Bobcats! Number 24 on the scoop and score, Fisher Lewis. Oh, man. And they had the Shoshone returner just dancing there. He barely moved a yard. He kept trying to decide if he was going to run near side or far side. He ends up coughing up the ball on the play, and it's ran back by Lewis for 6. Beautiful job there by Thermopolis. 13-0 is your current score. So it looks like they did get the memo there on how it's scored. So I guess I'm not crazy. Remember, what we would see is just think about it like this if you were watching a game in Farson or Matitsi. It's just, if you run or pass it in, it's 1 point. If you're able to kick it through the uprights, it's 2 points. Just like in 6-man, the justification here is that they're probably more likely to pass it in here. Oh, there they go. Far side pass is going to be no good there as it's dropped by Enos. That was a really good spiral there, though, by Garrison, though. Just unfortunately, Enos not able to haul it in, so the score will stay 13-0. So with that, we will be right back. You are watching middle school football on Two Basin Sports Network. The Thermopolis Bobcats taking on their friends south of Boise. We'll be right back. We'll be right back. It is the future of the Bobcats here on the Voice of the Bobcats. I'd like talking you back here inside of LeRoy Hayes Field, home of the Bobcats. The Thermopolis Bobcats up 13-0 over the Shoshoni Wranglers with 4:50 to go in the first quarter. A scoop and score by Fisher Lewis was the most recent touchdown, although there was a rushing touchdown by the Bobcats shortly before that. The conversion was missed by the Bobcats, so that's why it stays at 13. It'll be a kick to the near side, and number 11 will fall on it there. He was kind of like a hockey goaltender there because he kind of had to just warp his body around trying to get the football where he wanted it to. So it was exactly like watching a goalie in hockey trying to scramble for the puck, trying to freeze it. So the far side here, 1st and 10. This will be Shoshoni's first official offensive drive of the evening, as they did not have a chance to be on offense on that last one because of the fumble. Forgot to mention who's who here, and it's a bit of a nightmare for me personally, but Shoshoni Wranglers wearing the blue uniforms with the yellow shoulder pad patch, the yellow numbering, black pants, blue helmet. They'll be moving right to left here in this first quarter. Thermopolis Bobcats wearing the all purple with the yellow numbering, Bobcats on the back of the pads, and 2 yellow stripes on the shoulder, purple helmets, purple pants. They'll be moving left to right. Of course, that will be switched out when they get to the second quarter. So it still looks like 9-man here for Shoshoni. It'll be up the middle here. And does get a small gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down for the Wranglers. So it looks like the official call here looks to be 2nd and 9. So it'll be really interesting to see if Shoshoni can get something ignited here on offense, trying to get at least some points on the board. And we know the Bobcats are probably going to play pretty smash mouth today. We saw with the kickoff return kind of says everything we know. The Bobcats are not afraid, especially after losing to Worland last week. They're not afraid to get in there and get a little dirty. So, yep, looks like still a 9-man offense and a fumble. Shoshoni will pick it up, though, so crisis averted for the most part. Looks like down there on the sideline, it looks like Cheston Kimes seems to think that it went back to Thermop. But Shoshoni will keep it 3rd down. They'll go back to the sticks here, 3rd and 10, so a loss of 1. And so Shoshoni will come out on 3rd and 10 here. Couldn't tell you what formation. I'm not as familiar with 9-man as I am 11-man, obviously. Now 6-man, I could probably tell you the formation, but not 9-man. So Shoshoni kind of mixing things up there in the backfield, trying to get their men to their positions here. They'll huddle back up. Looks like a timeout called. And so we will take a quick break with 3 minutes to go. Not clear on who the timeout was for. We'll be right back. You are watching middle school football on Two Basins Sports Network. It's 9-man hybrid action here from LeRoy Hayes Field. The Wranglers down 13-0. We'll be back in just a moment. Shoshoni Wranglers and Thermopolis Bobcats on Two Basin Sports Network. It's middle school football here, a 9-man, 11-man hybrid game here in LeRoy Hayes Field. So far, it's all been just 9-man today. Wait, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, it's still 9 for Shoshoni. Takes the snap, delays the pitch, drops back, and hit as he throws. It's caught! Shoshoni's still able to get the reception there. He had to rush it out. And a great play there, salvaged by number 11, but it is a loss on the play for the Big Blue. And that will bring up 4th down here for Shoshoni. And it looks like, I don't know, are they going to go for it or are they punting it? Well, this is something straight out of 6-man. There's like 2 or 3 people on the line. Yep, they're going to go for it. Oh, looks like we got another timeout. And this time it's for the Bobcats, so we'll take a quick break and we'll be right back. By the way, that was a Shoshoni timeout on the last one, according to the scoreboard. So we'll be right back here from LeRoy Hayes Field as the, oh, never mind, it's another Shoshoni time. Well, the referee pointed to the Bobcats side, so I'm sure they'll get that fixed up here soon. We'll be right back. You are watching middle school football on TBSN. Talking back here, Shoshoni using their second charge timeout, and it's not even just barely past halfway here in the first quarter. Middle school football on TBSN, brought to you by viewers like you. Your support means so much to us here on TBSN. Watching, liking, and sharing gets the live stream out to more people. The punt is up, and that's not going to go anywhere. And 52, I thought, was the one that picked it up there for the Bobcats. If so, that would have been Kaysen Johnson picking that one up. So Bobcats will take over in extremely good field position. And Shoshoni just struggling here against the Bobcats. Bobcats came into Shoshoni last season. We think that the Bobcats ended up winning that one on the road, but just barely. And we know back in 2023, I think it was, Bobcats demolished them here in Thermopolis. So it looks like 11-man here. Nope. Pitch to the outside. Number 2 with it. He'll break through. Out to the far side. He's got a lot of open air in front of him. Touchdown, Bobcats. Dawson McClain on the run that time. So 3 different Bobcats have punched it in today. And it's 19-0 here in the opening quarter of this one. And so a fantastic game so far for the purple and gold. And I believe, I think this is an 11-man that they got out there right now. So takes the snap. Garrison pitches it to the outside, tries to go to the edge, and he'll get into the pylon, and Trenton Enos scores on the 1-point conversion. And so that will make it a 20-0 ball game for the Bobcats. They will get ready to kick it away. Shoshoni will have a third crack at it. And we'll be right back from LeRoy Hayes Field. You are watching middle school football on TBSN, the future of the Bobcats, on the voice of the Bobcats. I'd like to welcome you back, and it looks like we got an answer to the question that I had in Dayton on Friday against the Tongue River Eagles. Who the heck brought a drone? Well, that turns out to be Boone Bowker, as he's got one set up near the Shoshoni end zone here. Not sure if you're able to see it very well on the camera. No, you are not. Actually, no, there's a little black speck there. You could just barely see it. But there was a drone in the end zone at Tongue River High School. Now there's a drone here. Now I think I know exactly who's behind it because I saw Boone Bowker come up to the press box with a drone remote control. Getting ready to kick it away. Squib to the middle here, picked up by number 11. He bobbles it, and he'll land on it. Unable to get it past the 20 there. The kick, by the way, was by the number 88. Or fifth, or not on the roster, so I guess that was a waste of my breath. Might not have been 88, actually. And so back into a 9-man formation here for Shoshoni. I think I understand how this is. I think when the Bobcats are on offense, it's 11-man, but when Shoshoni's on offense, it's 9-man. So I do think that's really cool, actually. Like I said, when I coached rec football a couple years ago when we played Cali, this is exactly what we did. We would be on, when we were on offense, we were on 11-man. And then when Cali was on offense, they were 9-man. So really interesting, giving the away team a little bit more help here. Taking the snap, a hand off to the up the gut, and taken down to about just a little bit past the 20. Now, if you remember, 9-man got reintroduced back into Wyoming in 2020. Before that, Shoshoni was playing at the 11-man level. It was 1A 11-man. Then in 2020, they reintroduced 9-man. So 1A, or so now the lowest classification of 11-man football in the state of Wyoming at the high school level is 2A. So now you got 9-man, 6-man, and 11-man. So Shoshoni, they used to play 11-man. And when I played them in middle school, they were 11-man. So it's a little interesting to see Shoshoni out here in the 9-man set against an 11-man team. But under center here, sends number 14 in motion, takes the snap, a handoff to the left side, and he'll run on a beeline to the sideline. He's got to cut up the field. Just ran a complete line to the about 16-yard line. Number 14 on the run for Shoshoni. And he's got it. And these Shoshoni coaches, they got to get their kids to change directions here. That's what I've noticed about Shoshoni on the kick returns and the run plays. They're not cutting up field. They're losing yards because of it. The kids just kind of panic. Obviously can't really move the ball forward if you don't go forward. And the Bobcats just eating it up. As Shoshoni will come back out. Still 9 on the field for the Blue Hats. Bobcats will flip their defense here. Takes the snap. Looks like a run to the outside, number 17, and he is gobbled up by 2 Bobcat defenders on the outside edge. And that'll bring up 4th down for the Big Blue. Oh, and it looks like the first quarter has come to an end, and the first horn on the new scoreboard has sounded here at LeRoy Hayes Field, as the score is 20-0 here from LHF. We'll be right back here from the Wedding of the Waters here, the bridge between the Wind and Bighorn Basins. You're watching Thermopolis Bobcats middle school football on Two Basin Sports Network. The future of the Bobcats here on the Voice of the Bobcats. Start of the second quarter here from LeRoy Hayes Field. Middle school football on Two Basins Sports Network as we welcome our brothers south of the canyon, the Shoshoni Wranglers, up to Thermopolis for a 9-11 man hybrid game. Coming up tomorrow on Two Basins Sports Network, we'll be doing a bit of a different sport than usual. We'll be covering high school volleyball as the Lady Cats take on the Lander Valley Lady Tigers. Freshman, JV, and varsity action from inside the gymnasium tomorrow here on Two Basins Sports Network. It'll be our first of many volleyball broadcasts this upcoming fall, so stay tuned for that. So I think this is Shoshone still in on 4th down. 8 minutes put up on the clock. They'll look to punt it away, and this one a lot better of a punt compared to their last one. And it's muffed by the Bobcats, picked up, runs to the near middle side here, and that is Cameron Martinez on the punt return, and he is whistled down. 1st and 10 coming up for the Bobcats as they'll come out in 11-man offense here. And Shoshone, this might be ignorant of me to say, but Shoshone pretty big for a 9-man team. Although, like we said just a couple of minutes ago, they used to be 11-man before 9-man was reintroduced back into Wyoming. So 1st and 10 for the Bobcats here at about the 36-yard line. So the Bobcats will get set to go here back into their 11-man offense. 3, 6, 9. Wait, no. I think so. 4, 8. Okay, so there is... Trying to recount. I don't know why I'm so concerned about it. I think it's 11, yeah. Takes the snap pitch to the outside. And wrapped up 11 down there to make the tackle. Beautiful job there by Shoshone to stop the run on the outside. And a couple of subs here for Thermopolis as they'll go into a different package here, it looks like. 2nd and 7 for the Thermopolis Bobcats. They're in Shoshone territory here. So it looks like doubles here for the Bobcats. Takes the snap. Around the outside, trying to get to the edge. Number 9 chased him down like a bullet. He'll get past the sticks. 1st down and more. Breaks a tackle. Breaks another one. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Bobcats. I'm trying to see who it was that broke it off. I believe I either saw a 6 or a 9. I think I saw a 6. If so, that was Weber. Soren Weber. This kid impressed me in the Whirling game. Remember that big catch he had in the game against the Braves. Set the Bobcats up late in the game. And, well, he's got a rushing touchdown to add to his arsenal here today. 26-0. And so it looks like we got a timeout here as they just took something off the scoreboard, and there's also a huddle, so we'll be right back. Thanks for welcoming back. The Bobcats getting ready for their conversion attempt after a massive run by Soren Weber to punch it in for 6. I believe that is his first touchdown of the day. He had a pair against the Braves last weekend. Or last Saturday, I should probably say. Are they going for what I think they're going to go for? Yeah, Garrison is lining up to kick it. They're going to go for 2 here. Remember, going by 6-man rules in terms of the scoring, 2 points if it's kicked, 1 point if it's ran or passed in. Garrison's kick is up, and that is... Didn't see there. I don't think it's any good. And so with that, it'd help if the referees actually gave signals. So we'll be right back here from inside of LeRoy Hayes Field. 26-0 remains the score after Garrison tries to kick it up for 2. Had a really good arc on it, but I think it went just a little bit to the left. We'll be right back. Back talking back here inside of LeRoy Hayes Field, home of the Bobcats. 7 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Bobcats and the Wranglers on TBSN. Coming up tomorrow, we got high school volleyball for you from the gymnasium just over that way. As the Lander Valley Tigers come to town, take on the Bobcats. We got freshman, JV, and varsity action for you right here on TBSN. Starting at about 3 or so. Also, we do encourage you to come down and support the Bobcats, both in this game, if possible, and at the game tomorrow for volleyball. Squib kick to the far side here. They'll go up to the far side. Number 11 pick it up as per usual. He'll have some room, and he is gobbled up on the play. A great tackle there. .649 on the board, and I've noticed the Bobcats have definitely cleaned up a lot of their mistakes from the Worland game. So hopefully they will continue that throughout the course of the season here. Yeah, sorry about that. Bobcats out in defense here. Looks like it'll be once again 9-man for Shoshoni. So here we go, getting set for another drive here for Shoshoni. Number 17 under center, takes the snap. And he'll look to throw over the middle, and that is going to fall short. That falls right in front of Soren Weber. Could have had a chance to intercept it there. They're keeping the clock running here. Subs here for the Bobcats. Replacing the entire linebacker core, it looks like there. So it looks like 9 out on the field for the Bobcats. Shoshoni getting their splits here. Still 9-man for Shoshoni here. Takes the snap, a handoff up the middle, and the Blue will have a good play there up the gut. Third down is coming up for Shoshoni off of about a 6-yard gain, I want to say, for the Blue. Between 5.5, 6, something around that. Third down coming up either way for the Big Blue. Well, speaking of Big Blue, we actually have a visit to Shoshoni coming up soon. Volleyball. That'll be very interesting as the Bobcats. We'll be following the Lady Cats to Shoshoni next couple of weeks or so. So they got that. They got a really cool volleyball net at the gymnasium there. Swallowed up in the backfield there. I thought I saw the tackle by number either 87 or 67. So that was Nick Ahrens on that one. Nick Ahrens, another kid that I coached. We had him play O-line. He was our right, I want to say he was our right tackle, I think. We had him at right tackle. Really big. He uses his size to his advantage. Let's just put it that way. He was a pretty good lineman for us at the rec level. Good to see that they're using him pretty well here at the middle school level. 4th down, and I want to say 7 coming up after that loss for Shoshoni. I'm trying to see. I think they are punting it here. It's really hard to tell at the middle school level because they're more bunched together compared to the high school level. Yeah, I think they are. Nope, but never mind. There is a. Nope, they're going to go for it. It's a handoff to the left side. Not even close to the sticks there, so turnover on downs for Shoshoni. Bobcats will take over at about the 40. I want to say that's the 44-yard line they marked them down at. So 1st and 10. Halfway through the second quarter here. We've been live for 37 minutes up to this point. So Bobcat offense coming back out onto the field. 26-0 as we are halfway, or as we're 3 quarters of the way to halftime. And Trenton Enos coming off the field here, last of the subs. And so a lot of football here around the campus. Middle school football here. High school practice is going on just off into the corner there. And I believe I saw a couple of rec players come in their uniforms. So I think there might also be some rec ball here. Oh, but got a bot snap here. He'll pick it up, runs to the far side, tries to stiff arm, but he does. And couldn't break number 1's tackle there, but good job either way from Dawson McLean trying to salvage the play. A big loss on the play, and that is the biggest defensive play of the day for Shoshoni here today so far, and a timeout has been called. So we're trying to figure out who the timeout was for. I believe it was for Shoshoni. Again, referees just not giving us the signals that we're used to here. From the high school games. So just trying to figure out who got what, but we'll be right back. Timeout on the field, 2nd and long coming up for the Bobcats. We'll be right back. Well, it was indeed a Bobcat timeout according to the scoreboard. We are back here from LeRoy Hayes Field. 26-0 as the Bobcats are in a pretty bad situation here on this set of downs. 2nd and a Walmart parking lot. Dawson McLean tried to salvage the play, get as many yards. He did stiff arm a Wrangler on the far side, but the second tackle by number 1 coming in, that is what ended the play. Bobcats are still going to try to salvage the drive. A handoff to the near side. He's going to get a pretty good amount of yards. I believe the run was there by Cameron Martinez, the 8th grader. And that'll bring up 3rd down and long for the Bobcats. About 3rd and 14, I want to say. Oh, they're using the scoreboard this time. for the down markers. So don't normally do that for middle school. So 3rd and 14, 3:17 to go in the second quarter. Bobcats with possession, in case you're just tuning in. Doubles here for the Bobcats. Takes the snap, and this one goes way behind him. Weber will try to pick it up, and he will run with it to the near side. And he's going to break free down the sideline. Near side 40. He's got blockers. Near side 20. The 10. Tries to shake off a tackle, still on his feet. Extends, and he's in. Touchdown, Bobcats. And Soren Weber, a botched snap, picks it up and runs it about 60 or so yards, maybe more, for the touchdown. 32-0. And I had that voice in the back of my head that said Soren's going to pick it up and run it for a touchdown, and by God, he did. Weber not only salvages the drive, he gets points out of it. Great job there. That is his second rushing touchdown of the day. And the entire Weber family also in the stands here at LeRoy Hayes Field. So the Bobcats going for one on this one. I think they got a new QB in. It looks to be Dawson McLean. Takes the snap, pitch around. It's going to be number 12 with it, and he'll run it in for one. And an easy path to the end zone there for Braxton Egger, the 8th grader. So we'll take a quick break. Soren Weber with his second touchdown of the day, and it gets the Bobcats up 33-0. I accidentally scored it as 2. It'll be 33-0. We'll be right back on TBSN. Like to welcome you back inside of LeRoy Hayes Field. Kickoff coming up for the why did I say the Cowboys? I was looking at Shoshoni's logo on the screen, and I meant to say for the Bobcats. Shoot. Well, I also watched the Wyoming Northern Iowa game, so that's still a little fresh in my mind. Go Cowboys! 2-0. Woohoo! We're gonna get absolutely demolished against Utah. Anyway. 33-0 is your score. Soren Weber, a botched snap for the Bobcats, turns into a almost 70-yard run by my count. We'll look, and of course you can look back at the footage and see if I'm wrong, and then laugh at me for it. But either way, they were in their own side of the field. I think it was 3rd down. They botched the snap. Weber picked it up and just completely ran with it. It was almost as if there was nobody out there on the field. There were a couple of good blocks there. Also, shout out to the blockers as well. I can't remember who was on the block, though. But he made a really good block on the near side. That gave Weber a lot more time to run. So Shoshoni will pick it up, number 4, with it onto the far side. He will get taken down at about the 25-yard line. So Shoshoni will open up for 1st and 10 here. And Shoshoni still yet to have anything on the board. .242 to go in the first half. Bobcats up 33-0 here in their home opener. Their next middle school game, we'll try to get that for you here as soon as we can. So the Bobcats back out on D here. Shoshoni getting set for their first snap of the drive here. So Shoshoni back out under center here. Looks like I form, I want to say here. And brought down by 3 different Bobcats in the backfield there. So I saw 60 and 31 in on the mix there. So if so, that was Riker Saylor and Braxton DeLay. And so Shoshoni will get ready for 2nd and 13. And it's just not quite the game that the Wranglers have wanted so far. And the thing is, we still got another, 18 minutes to go in this game. Bobcats, obviously a little upset about losing to Worland. I mean, who wouldn't be if you're wearing a purple uniform. Tries to run it there, 3rd down, a gain of 1 on the play. By the way, JV football currently going on right now in Cody. We had to actually make a bit of a decision whether or not we were going to be here or we were going to be in Cody. So JV football taking on Cody's freshman team today. Good luck to them down there at Spike Vanoy Field. We wish you the best of luck. So we're trying to get the upcoming middle school schedule here. Oh shoot, okay. So next week, TMS going back out on the road. They're going to go to Landers. This is a run around the near side, number 1. And one man breaks off, and he'll get there, wraps him up, and takes him down. What a tackle there for the Cats. Trying to see who it is, number 13 on the tackle. That is Cameron Martinez down on the near side. They'll continue to run the clock here. So as I was getting ready to say, the Bobcats are going to Lander next weekend to take on the Lander Sabres. Whether or not we'll be there is to be determined. We are going to contact the Lander or the Fremont County School District to see whether they're going to be playing at Bill Bush Stadium or if they're going to be playing on a different field. So we'll keep you posted on that. Might just end up being an off day for us. Either that, or we could go to Bighorn for the invite. And the buzzer sounds here, and we are going to. Buzzer sounds here. That is going to wrap up the first half of action here from LeRoy Hayes Field. Bobcats will go into the locker room with a 33-0 lead. Shoshoni's got a lot of adjustments they're going to need to make here in the second half, quite frankly. But we'll be right back. 33-0 is your score. Bobcats on top here in their home opener over the Shoshoni Wranglers. We'll be right back in just a moment. You're watching middle school football on Two Basin Sports Network, the voice of the Bobcats. I'd like to welcome you back inside of LeRoy Hayes Field, home of the Bobcats, middle school football on Two Basins Sports Network. And start of the third quarter here. Bobcats up 33-0. And kickoff is underway. Number 11 will kind of muff the kick there, but he'll pick it up and run to about the 30-yard line. Gets taken down a little bit past it. And so with that, Shoshoni will get it started off here in the second half. They're looking for a much better half than what they had in that first one. Don't forget, coming up tomorrow, we got high school volleyball for you on TBSN as the Thermopolis Bobcats welcome the Lander Valley Lady Tigers to town. We got freshman, JV, and varsity action coming up for you tomorrow on the channel, so stay tuned for that. The next middle school game will be on Saturday as the Thermopolis Bobcats, again mentioning Lander, will take on the Lander Sabres of Lander Middle School in Lander. Whether that'll be from Bill Bush Stadium or not is to be determined. If not, we will not be there. A fumble! Bobcats, I think they got on it. So we'll have to see. I think they did. And yeah, I think they did. I think the Bobcats hopped on it, so they'll take over. About the 35-yard line, so pinning Shoshoni back quite a bit on defense here. So we'll just have to see how this goes. Wonder if the Bobcats are putting in some of their 7th graders now. This is a much bigger team that we've seen compared to last year. I feel like not a lot of people on the Cats last year, from what we could see, at least. Or no, not last year, but a couple years ago. Even last year, it was still a little bit iffy. They're a pretty good-sized roster this year. Could probably field a separate. No, you could not. Sorry. I was going to say maybe you could field a separate 7th grade team if you wanted to, but nope. Well, I mean, you could in 6-man. Takes the snap and doubles. That is over. And Garrison will try to run it himself to the far side. Has it at the 40. Down to the 30. Breaks it down the sideline. To the 20. The 10. Touchdown, Bobcats. Number 7 does it again. William Garrison. His first touchdown of the game. He had a couple of touchdowns against Worland, rushing and passing, and gets it on the board here today. 39-0 is your score. And that is the second botched play today that has turned into 6. Shoshoni has got to be on those. When those botched snaps happen, they got to take advantage. And Thermopolis, it's supposed to be, this is something that they're supposed to be running because of on Monday, right? Or no, today is Monday. I'm kind of an idiot. A run up the middle, but you know what I mean. Like usually the next practice after the game is, they run you for fumbles and stuff like that on the next following practice. So the fact that they're getting points twice, not once but twice, off of the botched snaps is kind of interesting on Shoshoni's part here. But we'll be right back. It is 40-0 as they are able to run it in for the conversion off of Martinez. We'll be right back. You're watching middle school football on Two Basins Sports Network, the voice of the Bobcats. Like to welcome you back here. Middle school football on Two Basin Sports Network, brought to you by our loyal supporters here on YouTube, as well as our followers over on Facebook. Your support means a lot. Every view on our stream helps push the live stream and archive out to more people, not just in Thermopolis, but across the state of Wyoming and across the nation, across the world even. And he is right. I thought I saw them lift him up and take him to the ground there. Number 11 again on the return. They literally picked him up. Unless he grew like 2, 3, 4 inches in that little span. I mean, I know middle schoolers can experience pretty rapid growth spurts, but not that rapid. 1st and 10 on the 39-yard line for Shoshoni. 6:42 to go in the third quarter here. And the Bowker drone has now moved over to the flagpole here. That's interesting. So Shoshoni coming out here again in a 9-man offense. Thermopolis with 3 or 4 on the line here. 2 defensive ends standing upright. Takes the snap, a handoff up the middle. And they'll whistle him down. The run taken there by, we got a Wrangler. Oh, never mind. Number 11 on the run there. I thought 11 was down, but it looks like he was just waiting for the pile to subside there. Wait, what? Okay, looks like we had a fumble there. Because they've given the Bobcats possession of the football, so I missed a fumble. Didn't even know that. Okay, so that's good news for the purple and gold. Bad news for the big blue. And they got a new QB out there on the field. Looks like they're going to send... Or never mind. That is Enos. That's just going out as his running back duties there. Trying to see who is in at QB, though. This looks like tight here for the Bobcats. And botch the snap, and he's going to pick it up and run with it. And he's going to be tripped up near the 30-yard line. Picked up there by Dawson McLean and ran for a gain of about 9 on the play. So good job by McLean. But they got to work with the centers here. We had a couple of botched snaps against Worland as well. That kind of kneecapped them in the game against the Braves. They got to work with the center on where to place the snap if they're going to run these shotgun formations here. It's not even that. McLean's under center, and they still botched it. So they got to work with the center on that. Near side, I think this is delay with it. Down the near side, inside the 20. Near side, 10. Gets past, hurdles the defender, and a flag. We got 2 flags on the field here, so hold on. I think it was Braxton Delay that ran it in. I'm not quite sure. So, man, this might be going back. Hold on. It wasn't Delay that ran it. It was somebody else. Actually, now that I think about it, it was number 61, Bo Dafo. And it is, in fact, on the Bobcats, so the touchdown will not stand, it looks like. But I think they will still give them the first down. So red zone alert for the Thermopolis Bobcats. Still 40-0 as they take the touchdown off the board. Didn't catch what the penalty was for. And timeout has been called here by Shoshoni. So we'll take a quick breather, and we will be right back from inside of LeRoy Hayes Field. 40-0 Bobcats on top here, still early in the third. We'll be right back from inside of Hot Springs County High School here in just a moment. You're watching middle school football on Two Basin Sports Network. I'd like to welcome you back inside of LeRoy Hayes Field in Thermopolis, home of the Bobcats. High schoolers not able to christen the new scoreboard. The middle schoolers getting to test it out for the first time here. The high school team will be having their home opener against Kemmerer next Friday. They will be on the road against Worland on this Friday, so that will be very interesting rivalry week. And a run here for the Bobcats. It's delay, and he is just bull rushing his way through. And he drugged that Shoshoni defender for about 5 or so yards. Great job there by number 31, Braxton Delay. Tanner's in high school. I've been calling him Tanner this entire game. And I just now realized that. It is Braxton Delay. Tanner is a freshman in high school, so if he was on this team, then there would probably be sanctions against the district for that. And so here comes Thermop again. Looks like they're going to go twins here. It's kind of the same formation as the high schoolers use, but they're kind of differentiating themselves just a little bit. They do have a couple of unique formations here. Sends number 24 in motion. That is Fisher Lewis. And another botch snap, and a flag is up there to make things worse. He'll take it and run with it. This is Delay with it to the far side. Gets to the edge, and he is going to drag. He's going to drag a Shoshoni defender into the end zone. But like I said, there is a flag on the play that was thrown after the snap. So probably, if I had to take a guess, it's probably holding here. But let's see what the referee has to say. Oh, illegal motion on the Bobcats. So that is definitely not good for the purple and gold there. So I think they'll be able to keep the down, though, if I'm not mistaken. Nope, never mind. They're going to waste it down there for the Cats. Second down and goal, by the way. And so with that, here come the Bobcats trying to punch it in again if they can. They had a touchdown taken off because of a penalty, and now the Bobcats starting to slip away on their discipline here just a little bit. It doesn't really matter if you're up 40-0 it doesn't matter if you're up 40-0 or down 40-0. You got to still keep that dish towel inside the referee's pocket. So we got a bit of a stoppage in play here. We got a sub coming on for Shoshoni as well. Number 4 doesn't seem to know what's going on. That sounded mean. I did not mean it that way. Oh, did they not have enough men on the field? So number 9 following the running back here. In motion, takes the snap. It's Delay. He's going to try and weave his way through. Still on his feet. And tackled past the goal line. Breaks the plane for a touchdown. Yep, touchdown. And so the Bobcats will make it 46-0. Quite frankly, it is a little difficult to get difficult to get excited about a 46-0 blowout so far. I mean, good job for Delay, but the Bobcats just, I feel like they've definitely improved a little. There's a lot of basic things that they've definitely improved over the week since that Worland game. I mean, it's showing here. I mean, and I think they'll probably be in decent shape heading into the Lander game next week. But a run to the outside, looks like a brand new running back this time, and he will jog his way in for the touchdown. Number 61 on the carry, Bo Defo. And that is a very good sight to see there. Bo able to run it in for the 1-point conversion. By the way, sending our well wishes to the Defo family with Logan currently up at West Point doing his stuff up there for the Army. So just really good things for that family all around. We'll be right back from LeRoy Hayes Field in just a moment. Bobcats going to be kicking off. like to welcome you back here. Bobcats getting set to kick it away. Shoshoni will be returning it from the south end zone here in just a moment. As the sun's starting to kind of go down behind the mountains here just a little bit. Well, not really that close yet, but I think we have rec football coming up after this. Obviously, we will not be here for that, but we wish good luck to the Hot Springs County Rec District for their game coming up. We had a couple players in uniform here before the game, so kicks it away and returned, and he's going to have a good one here to about the 46, or sorry, the 44, 45 is where he's going to go. Shoshoni hasn't had much luck on the returns today, but they get a decent one out of that one as they'll get up to about I think they had him down at the 45. Definitely got onto some white paint there. And the Shoshoni Wranglers trying to at least... Are you freaking kidding me? You gotta be serious. Okay, it's back on, I think, hopefully. Yep, okay. So sorry, we're having internet gremlins. That's great. That's why we had to call off our baseball, softball season. And we got a sack! And coming in to make the tackle. Thought it was Braxton Delay in on the tackle there. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Internet gremlins. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Can't rely on anything. They're doing construction on the press box here, so hopefully when that's done, the Wi-Fi situation will be better and I don't have to rely on this crappy Wi-Fi box to get the job done, so get it fixed, please. Second down and 13 minus that little distraction. Number 4 is going to be wrapped up and taken to the ground. A great tackle. Tried to see who got in on it. If he could just turn around, that'd be great. I think I see a 10. Elam Epperson, the 7th grader, I think is the one that made the tackle there, so good job there. Clock winding down, 30 seconds to go here in the third quarter. And it is 3rd down and 13 for the Wranglers. It's just not been the game that this is going to be a game that they go to bed and have nightmares about for the next few months. It's just not been a good day for the Wranglers, frankly, and I wish them the best of luck in the rest of their season. They deserve better than this. Takes the snap, handoff, outside, horn sounds, and he is going to get past the sticks, gets to the midfield, and he'll run out of bounds. So number 14 will cap off the quarter on a positive note there. He does get a big amount of forward yardage there. 4th down coming up when they come back out on the field. He was marked out at the 48-yard line. So with that, we're going to take our final quarter break of the evening here. 8 more minutes of football coming up after this is middle school football on Two Basin Sports Network, the voice of the Bobcats. Shoshoni coming up on 4th down when we return in just a moment. I'd like to welcome you back inside of Hot Springs County High School here at LeRoy Hayes Field, home of the Bobcats. 47-0 is your score. Good Lord. as the Bobcats just not letting anybody come into their house and get the win, that's for sure. Good Lord. I don't even know what to say about this. It's been a very successful game for Brian Johnson and the crew down there. Putting together a really good, they obviously prepared well for this game. I think that goes without saying. Hopefully they could continue that heading into the game against the Sabres next week. Doubles here for Shoshoni. Takes the snap. He'll run it himself, and a big hit there for the defensive line, and he'll break through for a first down. Number 11 with the quarterback keeper converts it on first down for the Shoshoni Wranglers. And that's one of the biggest plays of the day for the Big Blue here today. But, oh, God, I wish I knew how to do replay on this thing. That was a huge hit there by the defensive end to get by his lineman. Could have gotten there to the QB had he had a little bit more time. I think he just stood there and marveled at it for a little bit. What a hit. Now let's see if Shoshoni can return the favor on the pancake block. Again, looks like doubles again for the Wranglers. They'll run it out to the near side. Quarterback keeper number 11 will have it. Breaks free for a first down. Down the near side 20. Gets it inside the 10. And a fumble. Bobcats land on it. And I think it was picked up there. Trying to see his number. Picked up by number 24, Fisher Lewis. And a fantastic recovery there. Good play for the 11, but he's got to hold on to the ball. Either that or it might have gotten punched out by the Cats. Fisher Lewis lands on it, and the Cats will get the ball back at the 10-yard line. Crisis averted there for the Cats. They still keep the goose egg on the board. And it is a six-man score here, 47-0. And the Bobcats, whether or not they will decide to try to make that just a little bit worse is up to them. And so let's see here. Bobcats are ready to go. Oh, no, never mind. Fumble was not recovered. Sorry. It's still Shoshoni ball, so I apologize for that. Looks like they might have just called him down there. So I apologize for that. Doubles for Shoshoni. And something's going on down there. Stoppage of play. Referees were talking to the running back on the left side. Doubles takes the snap, and it's going to be the quarterback with it there. Technically handed off there by the running back. The snap was meant for the running back, it looks like, but it was tipped back to the QB. A small gain on the play for Shoshoni. 2nd and goal. 4:52 to remain in this game as Shoshoni tries to get at least one score on the board. So with that, here comes Shoshoni ready to go. 2nd and goal. Ball on about the 5-yard line. Actually, no, they're saying 1st and 6, so it's actually on the 6. I apologize. And quarterback will run with it here. Brought down by a pride of Bobcats on the left hash. So 3rd down and goal coming up here on the, I believe on the either the 6 or the 7. I don't know if he got anything on that run. 4 minutes to go, halfway through the 4th quarter here. 14-20 coming on for the Wranglers. Hustling off the field, number 27, Jackson Skelton. And let's see what Shoshoni's got here on this third down situation. They've been going with that same formation. They have a receiver off the line to the near side, a receiver off the line to the far side, then two running backs. Everyone else is either a tight end, a lineman, or the quarterback. They got four on the line here for Shoshoni, a tight end to the right, and a timeout has been called. So Shoshoni will use their second charge timeout. They will have one left here in this game, as we'll take a quick breather. Middle school football returns here. 3rd and goal for Shoshoni. When we come back, you're watching middle school football on Two Basins Sports Network, the voice of the Bobcats, giving to you the future of the Bobcats. We'll be right back. Talking back here, Shoshoni Wranglers and Thermopolis Bobcats football on Two Basins Sports Network. 47-0. Coming up tomorrow, we got high school volleyball, JV, freshman, and varsity coming to you from Hot Springs County High School inside the Bobcat Den. That's coming up tomorrow starting at about 3 or so on Two Basins Sports Network, the voice of the Bobcats. Doubles for Shoshoni, sends a man in motion. Number 14 coming across and a botched snap. They'll try to land on it. A big tackle there. Trying to see who got on it there. Number 12, I think it was. Egger with the big hit. He came in and did not spare any force on that tackle. 4th down coming up. And another timeout's been called for Shoshoni. They'll burn their last one with 2:33 to go. So we'll be right back. You're watching middle school football on Two Basins Sports Network, the future of the Bobcats, on the voice of the Bobcats. Like talking back here inside of Hot Springs County High School, home of the Bobcats, here at LeRoy Hayes Field. Coming up in a minute 33, we got the Two Basins Sports Network player of the game, and I think it's pretty obvious if you've watched throughout the course of this game. Also, we're going to have some highlights go up on the channel later tonight. Will Garrison and Soren Weber with the botched snap recoveries for touchdowns. That one's thrown over the middle. That's almost intercepted. And putting his hand on it there was Riker Saylor, and that is going to bring up a turnover for the Shoshoni Wranglers. That might have just done it for this game. With 2 minutes to go. And so with that, here come the Bobcats. 1st and 10. Chain gang, a little bit of miscommunication there. Oh, puppy. There's a little puppy down on the bottom of the bleachers there. Oh, that's a big puppy. It's like a border collie or something. Or an Aussie Shepherd. I don't know, actually. I don't know. Anyway, that's beside the point. Back to football. Here come the Bobcats, 1st and 10. Clock's running, 2-minute warning here. Of course, I think it's a rule here that if it's over 45 points that they continue to run the clock. I know that's the rule in 6-man, but near side, and it is delay, I believe this is with it. Or no, that is not. Number 81 on the carry. Or no. No, it was 31. It was, or no. I'm sorry, I'm completely losing my focus. No, it was 61, so I think it was Defo on the run, so I apologize. game's winding down, getting a little fatigued. It's also a little bit warm out here, so. And I barely had any water. So I had 2 bottles of water, but that's about it. As a commentator, you need a lot more, trust me. So with 1 minute to go, time to deliver your 2 Basin Sports Network player of the game, and I think it's pretty obvious. Soren Weber is your player of the game, 2 touchdowns on the day. And a botched snap, and it will be picked up. That one not running back for 6 this time. Picked up by Dawson McLean on the recovery. 45 seconds to go. Bobcats will be on the road against the Lander Sabres next week. Lander is going to be putting their nose in a lot of Thermopolis business this week, as they also have high school volleyball coming to town tomorrow. Of course, we'll be there for that. 30 seconds on the clock here. Bobcats might have one more play left in them here. 3rd down. Looks like doubles here for the Bobcats. Check that. Looks more like twins. Twins formation here. Sends a man in motion to Defoe. And he'll run to the far side. Defoe with the carry. Has it to the far side. Past the 20. Now past the 30. Brought down to the 35. And the buzzer sounds. And that is going to do it from LeRoy Hayes Field. As the Thermopolis Bobcats take down the Shoshoni Wranglers at home. A friendly little rivalry here between the 2 teams, of course, being just 30 minutes apart from each other. And, of course, as always, we'd like to thank the Shoshoni Wranglers and the Fremont County School District for coming up here and sending your boys up here and having a good time. We'd like to thank the Hot Springs County School District for allowing us to be up here to broadcast this live for free to you all here on YouTube. Thank you to the Shoshoni Wranglers and Thermopolis Bobcats for both putting on a fantastic show here from LeRoy Hayes Field. Next time you'll see us back here at this field will be on Friday, or next Friday, as the Thermopolis Bobcats host the Kemmerer Rangers for varsity football. Otherwise, anytime you see Lions on a green field, it's probably going to be on the road. So we're heading to Worland on Friday, and then I think Lander on Saturday. That is dependent on what stadium they're going to be in because of power availability, stuff like that. You know how it is. So with that being said, of course, the final score one more time from LeRoy Hayes Field. The Thermopolis Bobcats 47, the Shoshoni Wranglers zip. And, of course, from LeRoy Hayes Field one more time, we'd like to thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, please drive home safe and do not pet the buffalo. Thermopolis wins 47-0 over the Wranglers.